My name is Michele Rubino. I've been a member of this church since 1982, since I came in this country. And I'm original from Ripaganda, where the saint came from. The immigrants, which at the end of the 18th century, they came in this town. They were all a majority, they were from my hometown. They came in this neighborhood and they formed a group of people which, to bring their own originality or descent in Guam, and which they did.
Right. The reason why we have a church, because we're only a block away from a Polish church and a German Catholic church, is that they wanted their own community. They wanted to do their traditions the same way it's always been done. In Italy, they wanted to do it here. And the Archdiocese was not in favor of building another Catholic church in the neighborhood. We're younger than St. Isidore and St. Benedict's, but they raised the funds. They started out in a garage, and they built a small church down the street.
Yeah, it was down the road.
And then they actually purchased the old St. Benedict's that they no longer needed and rolled it down the hill and used it temporarily until they built a 3-story building right here where we run the kitchen out of. So it was all made by parishioners. My grandfather, he was a concrete contractor. He helped build this church. The foundation of the church. The sidewalks all around here, the parking lot, that was his contribution. And there was other people like him. There were bricklayers, the electricians. We had Mr. Marchione, was an electrician across the street. He did all the wiring here for years. So very built by the parishioners.
Is this feast is a fundraiser for the parish?
For the parish, yes.
Yes.
For this parish in Buluan, yes.
Is it the biggest fundraiser you
for
do
the church,
all
yes,
year?
That's the biggest things they do for the church, yes. We celebrated 100 years in 2009. But if you turn around your camera and you take a picture of the flag behind you, it says Fond 1905. The organization of San Donati was formed 1905.
What it was when they came over from Italy, this feast didn't start here. The Italians from southern Italy,
In Ripacanda, they did the same feast. It's been going on for 1,000
they have
years.
San Donato Church in Ripagandia, so they brought it over, and that's how it started.
One of the things that people love about coming to this feast is the feast itself, the food. Talk to us a little bit about the food.
The food is a celebration between the people, but on Sunday is the religion things. They brought their own tradition from back where they came from, these people. They do everything from scratch at the basement.
We're the only Italian fest, originally Italian fest, that is still completely run by the parish, not an external society. And I know we're the only one that doesn't do vendors. This is all the food here, all the tents are manned by volunteers, by parishioners. All the food is made by parishioners, a lot of donations. It's a big moneymaker for the church, and I don't think that's anywhere else in the Archdiocese of Chicago that we know of.
In the old days, we didn't have a kitchen as we do now. They used to cook everything outside, and not as elaborate as they have now. We didn't have pizza in those days, only had the sandwiches. And they would make them in the hall and then pass them up through windows out to the booths that we had set up.
Do you remember when pizza became a part of the equation, this now famous pizza?
Not exactly. It's been a few years, probably 40, 50 years probably. It all started with the Italian ladies who were part of the Alton Rosary Society and the Mothers Club. They're primarily Italians, and they just came up with the idea, we could do better if we start selling pizza, making pizzas. And so all the ladies would contribute, and so we had a ton of ladies showing up every day making dough, and they'd take turns making dough, and then they'd have like a assembly line making the pizzas. And the thing was, every woman had a different way of doing it, so everybody would do their own little thing. And occasionally there were some controversies.
I can't imagine.
The big thing was, if you're making pizzas, you have the dough, and then you have the sausage, and you have the sauce on top. Some ladies would insist to put the sauce first in the sausage, as opposed to the other way around. So, depending on what part of Italy you came from, I guess, that's what happened.
When you were a little kid, were you allowed in the kitchen?
No.
It was their kitchen.
They would kick us out. I was sent out into the clam booth, which at that time was over by where the bingo tent is now. And That was my first job, and I could barely remember that. So that was like early grade school. I was in the clam booth. So I remember they used to say you have to work in the clam booth before you move to any other booth. You have to do your time in the clam booth before you get promoted anywhere else.
When you first started working, volunteering, were you relegated to the clam tent? Was that your first stop?
No, I never did the clams. No. I think we started in the selling tickets.
And so, talk about what happens tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the Mass will be at 10 o'clock, which is a religion day today. Everybody tomorrow, they come in, right now we have less people come in, but there was one time when this church was full. They were going upstairs, and you couldn't even breathe inside here, how full it was, this church. Now, there is people that left, they are no longer in this herd. It gets less people. 10 o'clock is the Mass. I presume it's going to last about an hour, the religion, and then we walk the sand outside.
Maria Kalanda, $20 donation. Thank you.
And we start to do the beat for each arm. That's what it used to be a tradition. Each arm, and then people they bid. I want to bid, they say how much you want to pay for it. I will say $100. The second person say no, make it 200. The third person could say I make 400, and so on.
And whomever pays the most gets to hold
Yes.
here.
Yes.
I got it.
And we go around the neighborhood.
What would you want people that maybe haven't been back to this fest for a while? What would you want them to know about it?
That we're still here, and that the traditions are continuing, and more people come back, and the longer we can contribute or continue that tradition.
The pizza's still the same. You come down, you taste that pizza, it'll bring you back.
For me, it's something special because it came from my hometown. I'm not the one who started this, but I follow up the footsteps of my people from my hometown. And we wanted the other community now to appreciate the saint, appreciate the church, and we would like the new parish to follow up the tradition if it's possible. It's not easy. It's not easy because it's a different culture. It's an Italian culture. The parish is different culture now, but there is a lot of Hispanic people in the new parish. They patronize us, and I think we thank you them too.
So, do you think it's because of the way that you were raised and what you watched
Absolutely.
that it's so important to you to keep doing what you're doing?
I
think so. If my grandfather wasn't involved in the procession and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if I didn't grow up in the neighborhood, I know I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'd be like other people I know that didn't grow up here. Their grandparents went here, their grandparents helped out, but they didn't grow up here. They don't have that attachment. It's not only a religious attachment, it's attachment to your neighborhood, where you grew up, your family, your friends, and then growing up through, all your memories are tied, they're all revolved around. This week is a constant. It's always the first week of August.
Yeah.
Always. So it's one of those constants in your life that people rely on.
Yeah.
Festa Saint Donatus.
Yeah.
So it means a lot of things at different levels.
Do you feel a little bit of a responsibility to the community, to Blue Island, to have this event?
Oh yeah, I think it's a good thing for the city because it brings people in here. A lot of these people come from around all the places, so I think it'd be an asset to the city. If I ever died, I think it would be a tragedy.
I want people to come to Blue Island. Blue Island hasn't really changed. People say, oh, it's changed so much. It's their perspective that has changed. All right? It's always been a blue-collar town with immigrants here. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it's always going to be. And people just got to be open to that. The institutions are mainly still here. It's only when the people forget that they start to fade.